I'm Phil Wilson from Minnov8, and we're out and about doing another interview for the upcoming MIMA Summit, which happens on October 5th. Be sure to get to mimasummit.org and get registered for the event. It's going to be great. And videographer Brian Stemmler and I are here for this interview. And Brian, I guess the topic is analytics, and I'm not really sure here in Mendota Heights if we're going to find somebody to talk about analytics. You know, it would be nice. You wouldn't by any chance know anything about analytics, would you?
Actually, I do.
We're here with Jenifer+Veesenmeyer, and Jennifer is doing a session at the upcoming MIMA Summit on October 5th, and we hope you can join us for that. And Jennifer has agreed to join us on this beautiful, bright, sunny day to talk a little bit about analytics and interactive marketing. And Jennifer, let's start first by tell us a little bit about yourself and your company.
Okay. I work for Stratigent, which is a web analytics consulting firm. They're out of Chicago, but I'm here in Minneapolis. I'm a consultant for them. I spend half my time consulting with our key accounts and then managing a team of analysts. On the consulting side, I'm a strategy consultant, which means I work with companies, usually Fortune 1000 companies, and help them understand how they can leverage analytics. So how you can use it for a competitive advantage way before you get to what tool and what reports and all of that kind of stuff.
And that's really what you're going to be focusing on in this session, is more the strategy concept of analytics.
It is.
Tell us, who are the companies that are going to be represented and what challenges are they going to address?
Yep. So we have 3 panelists that MIMA has brought in for this panel. The first one is from Motorola, Jason+Rapps on the B2B side, and he's going to be talking about how to really gain traction with analytics. So how do you get the company excited about it? How do you get them to start making those initial investments? The second speaker is from Dell, and he's going to be talking about once you have an analytics program and you're starting to be able to use it more, how do you really drive that culture of accountability? How do you get people to start considering measurement and analytics sort of in every activity that they're doing? And then our third speaker is Marshall+Sponder from Monster.com. And Marshall is going to be talking about the strategy for leveraging analytics on new media. So there are a lot of questions about, we want to start using Twitter, but how do we measure it? And Marshall's not going to talk about the specifics of how to measure Twitter or how to measure Facebook, because that's more tactical. What he's going to talk about is whenever any new technology comes up, something that people haven't worked with before, what is the process that you go through to figure out what it is that you should be measuring and how you should, and what tools that you might use, how you even find tools for that.
In the marketing world, we tend to find ourselves surrounded by creatives, people that don't really want to, burn in and drill down into numbers. How do you make analytics a more appealing craft for marketers that are out there, looking for success for themselves, for their clients, for their companies?
Yep. I think there are 2 pieces to it. The most obvious one actually is the reports. So I teach a day-long workshop across the country called Pimp Your Reports. Okay,
great.
And we do talk about how to make your reports more attractive, and we use graphic design principles.
Right.
All of those things that make the creatives more comfortable with what they're looking at. The more important piece of it is starting to understand how you can use analytics. So getting past visits and page views, which honestly is not very interesting to very many companies, and you start saying, how can we use analytics? Maybe we want to use it to make better decisions. Maybe we want to use it to improve the effectiveness of our campaigns, to inform our new design. Those are the things that once we talk to creative people, that gets them excited.
Okay.
So I know you're working on a redesign right now. Is there anything that I could tell you from the way people are using your current site that would be valuable as you're trying to plan out how you want to do the next one? I've been in a lot of meetings though where we argue over and over again about whether we should make this shade of blue, or it needs to be a little darker, or maybe it needs to be green.
Right.
But one of the things that we can do with analytics, the testing in particular, is to end those conversations. Let's pick three that we think look good. Everybody in the room can agree that these three look pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Let's put them out there and see which customers like best.
Is there anything that you found yourself personally in exploring the social media analytics side that you're willing to share with us? Some sort of truth that you've discovered as compared to mainline web analytics?
Yeah. I guess the first question I always ask when I'm working with clients and we're doing like KPI definition or key performance indicators.
Right.
One of the first questions I ask is, what is your goal?
Right.
Because whatever the KPIs are, they're always related to your goal. Are you achieving your goal? How can you more effectively achieve your goal? They're not about the tactic. So was this a good email? Because how do we measure emails? Right. What are good metrics for email? It's what was the goal of your email?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Did you achieve it? So that's the challenge that we have with social media, is because there are so many people out there who are doing social media because they think they should, mm-hmm. and they don't have actual goals. If you don't have a goal, I can't really measure it.
Right. Here's the question for you. What is the next big thing in analytics? I know you lay awake at night saying, what is the next best thing in analytics?
I don't lay awake at night, however, as I'm out and about at all of the various conferences, I can tell you that this is the thing that after the conference at night, we go to the lobby bar, get drunk, and argue about.
Okay, fair enough.
And
I know what we're doing after here. There's a wine bar real close.
What we've decided, I think, is that analytics is in its awkward teenage years. As it sort of see where it might be going.
As it applies to the web, right?
Right, but you're not quite sure. And there are arguments over whether it will go the direction of business intelligence, whether we need to go that way to sort of get more traction, whether it needs to go into more strategy, more research. There are a lot of different angles to it, but I definitely think that one thing that everybody can agree on is that it is definitely evolving. Mm-hmm. And that the world of analytics as being focused around the website and being very web-centric, mm-hmm. that's falling away.
For your session, which again comes up at the MIMA Summit on October 5th.
At the end of the day,
at the
so
end
you
of the
must
day,
stay for the
you
entire
must
day.
Stay, but that's all right. There's cocktails later. Tell me, what can somebody that plans on attending your session? Again, it's in the strategy track.
Yes.
What can they do to sort of be prepared for it? I mean, are there references that you would encourage people to take a look at as they get ready for the summit that would help them really get more out of what you're presenting? There
are some sources that I recommend when people say, "Hey, I'm interested in analytics."
Great.
You know, except I'm a marketing person. I'm
right.
not one of you techie people. So. One of the places that I would highly recommend to get started would be Avinash Kaushik's blog.
Okay.
And he is the author of Web Analytics in an Hour a Day. I think that's it. And he's coming out with a new book too. And I think the reason why marketers, particularly his messages, resonate with him mm-hmm. is that he's not coming from the web analytics perspective.
Well, listen, thank you very much for taking a little time out of what started out as a very sunny afternoon. And we've been talking about this. I've been getting my geek on with Jenifer right to the cloud cover. So once again, I want to encourage you to join Jenifer for her session at the MIMA Summit, which comes up on October 5th. Go ahead and get registered by going to mimasummit.org and get all taken care of. Thank you very much, Jenifer. It's been wonderful. I enjoy it very much. In fact, we'll probably talk about this more when the camera goes off.
Great. It was great to talk to you too. Thank you.
Thanks.